Would you rather have, because we've done this before, would you rather have Nick Foles' career or Kirk Cousins? They're both quarterbacks drafted in the 2012 quarterback class, which actually turned out to be pretty good. When I was scrolling through, it was like Andrew Luck and RG3 and Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Nick Foles. I just named 2 Super Bowl winners. Andrew Luck, I believe, or RG3 was Rookie of the Year. Good class. But would you rather have Nick Foles' career or Kirk Cousins' career? I'm going to start with Joe on this one.
I think we've talked about this in the past. I'd rather have Nick Foles. I love Kirk Cousins' money, but I'd rather have Nick Foles' career because at the end of the day, when you're playing the game, you want to walk around with that ring on, and you want to, no matter what. I mean, you want that ring. So, and we've talked about it. Like Mike gets mad at us, but the ring does matter.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, we talked about this before, and I'm going to go ahead and start preferencing because you guys are going to jump down my throat the second that I answer. I'm going to start preferencing with the facts that the discussion we had before was, would you rather be like a top 5 quarterback all time and win 1 ring or be outside the top 75 and win 2 rings on wild card team? We were comparing Eli Manning and Aaron Rodgers' careers if you guys weren't there. And I was taking Aaron Rodgers and they were taking Eli Manning. Now, in this case, we're talking about 0 rings and a shit ton of money or 1 ring and a lot of money.
Yeah.
So in this situation, I'll take Nick Foles.
Finally, Mike got one right here. The answer is
I'll take Nick Foles. I'll take Nick Foles. But the difference here is that if Nick Foles doesn't get that contract after winning the Super Bowl, that makes it tougher because we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars for 1 Super Bowl ring. I don't care how much you guys love football. I probably love football as much as anyone that's ever existed on planet Earth. I'm taking $500 million over 1 Super Bowl ring.
So here's the thing. Even without that contract that he got in Jacksonville, because I looked it up and it said a career total earnings is roughly $87 million. But even without that contract, signing that contract in Jacksonville, he probably still makes about $35 million, $40 million. And I don't think you can put a price on beating Bill Belichick's defense, having a Super Bowl record passing yards in the game and outdueling Tom Brady in one of the most electrifying Super Bowls we've ever seen. You can't put a price on that. So regardless of the amount of money that he made, you're telling me I get to be, and here's the cherry on top. He gets to be a legend in a sports town like Philadelphia. I don't really like Philadelphia fans. Like, I think that they just they don't even argue with you. They just call you like gratuitous names and then move on. Like, they have no argument. It's just like, you're not an Eagles fan. You're not a Sixers fan. Fuck you. Get out of here. Like, you don't even argue with them. They just curse at you and walk away. So like, when you have that kind of loyalty getting your back, 100% Nick Foles is the answer. And because Kyle's saying here, give me the respect of my peers over a ring. No, you can have the respect of your peers, but then that shit fades after about 10 years and the next generation takes over. People are not going to forget about what Nick Foles did in that Super Bowl.
And I also think when you talk about respect to your peers, like Nick Foles also had a decade-long career. So he has his respect of his peers. Like, he didn't need to earn no one's respect. I know Kirk Cousins is a starter in this league, and he has that he's been a better quarterback for a longer period of time than Nick Foles. But when we talk about respect levels, players to peers, I should say, I feel like the respect levels are very similar. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm taking Nick Foles because of the $85 million. But Tony, the real question is, you're saying is that if you had a choice, right? They just put it on the table, option A, option B. Yeah. $500 million or beat Bill Belichick 1 time and be famous for it. And you're going to turn the $500 million down?
Yeah.
Do I still get to make some of the money that like let's put a number on it. I only make $5 million in my career, but I get to have the most famous, the Philly special is like one of the most famous plays in Super Bowl history. And I get to beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and I get $5 million. I'll take that over $500 million.
I'm taking $500 million every single time. You could take both my legs for $500 million.
Tom Brady is the greatest.
You want my dick?
Tom Brady is going to go. Is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, right? won all the Super Bowls, everything he has. When Tom Brady sits there at night and remembers his career, he thinks about two motherfuckers, Nick Foles and Eli Manning.
I bet he don't. I bet he sleeps like a fucking baby.
When he's getting into bed with some supermodel, he's going, "Damn you, Nick Foles!" That's what he does.
Multiple supermodels, probably. Multiple supermodels.
And then he sits there. He can't even have sex. He has to sit there and cry with them.
Yeah, he's so worried about it. He'll never ever be able to rest again.
Yeah, he just he'll stay up all night with the supermodels and just like, I can't believe those two beat me in the Super Bowl. And they're like, "It's okay, Tom. It's okay."
I wish that we could somehow get like Nick Foles hooked up to a polygraph and ask him what he thinks. Like, would you rather have an extra 500 mil on top of your 100 mil, even with the perspective that he already has 100 mil, or would you rather have that one ring? Like, I'm offering you 500 mil for that ring. He's gonna sell that shit immediately.
That's actually a good Sleep Number commercial where if like Tom Brady was like, for years, I had trouble sleeping. I couldn't get over losing to Eli Manning twice and Nick Foles. But then I got a Sleep Number bed and now I sleep all night because that's the new campaign is they play that all night long song. Sleep Number. That's a good commercial. Tom Brady. All night long. All night. Sleep Number.
Kyle, we can't. Kyle, because
get your Sleep Number bed today.
Yep.
I'll never get out of this topic. We start comparing Marino.
Yeah, we're not gonna travel down this road, Kyle.
These guys would take like the backup third string quarterback of the Super Bowl I Packers over Dan Marino.
But I'm saying that's a good conversation. That is a good conversation. Dan Marino never won, right? People nowadays, like if you're not a hardcore fan, you're not bringing up Marino. It's going to be the same thing 20 years from now. People aren't going to bring up Kirk Cousins' name. They're going to bring up Nick Foles, but that's it.
Do you really think that people are going to bring up Nick Foles more than Dan Marino?
Here's the thing. Yeah. I think that it's absolutely, this one's not close for me at all. That's why we're not going to argue it because Eli Manning comes from NFL royalty and he's also a legend in New York. I think a better comparison here that would be tougher, and I'd probably pick Marino, would be like Trent Dilfer or Brad Johnson. Like that level of winning quarterback where it's like they won Super Bowls on teams that were like crazy defenses. And then I would probably pick to have Dan Marino's career in those situations as opposed to Nick Foles versus Marino. I just can't get over that Super Bowl. Like if you told me I had to sit down and watch a Super Bowl over again, I think it's in my top 3, like of the picks. I also really enjoy that Jake Plummer, Tom Brady Super Bowl, the Panthers, Patriots. That second title they got was so much fun.
You said Jake Plummer,
especially the fourth quarter. Not Jake Plummer. It was Jake Delhomme. Sorry, Jake Delhomme. And
you were watching a Plummer last night, so you were thinking of it.
Yeah, watching Jake. Jake the Snake Plummer was a really fun quarterback. I rooted pretty hard for him, especially when he was a Cardinal.